Bob from Dingle now. Hello, Bob.
Hi, Roger. Yeah, I'm ringing up about the loss of our not only green spaces but the countryside in England. The government's just announced there's going to be another new town built by Manchester.
Yeah, apparently.
They announced last month there was going to be one near Ebbsfleet in Kent.
Oh, yeah, I know that one. Is that one actually happening or not?
Yeah, it's all happening. Well, Nick Clegg said they've got 10 planned now in the pipeline, 10 new towns. That's in the southeast. But this is happening all over the country. I mean, green spaces are being given up now for urban development. We've seen Sefton Park Meadows in Liverpool, and we're talking about Watnall Park being developed. But on the periphery of the town as well, there's all new building sites coming up in greenfield sites. And the problem is the population of this country has exploded. And we're heading towards a population of 70 million within 10 years. And the reason for that is mass immigration. There's 10,000 people a week now coming into Britain, more than 10,000 people a week. And we just can't cope with the numbers. It's not only building new houses.
Let's look at this. How are we not coping with the numbers at the moment?
Well, we haven't. Well, it's all about this desperate housing shortage now, especially in the southeast.
Well, that's obvious because we didn't build houses for the last 30 years, and we should have been.
Yeah, but the population's exploding. I mean, how many houses do you want to build?
What do you mean it's exploding?
Well, it's going to go up from 56 million.
Well, we're at 61 at the moment, I think.
We're at 64 at the moment, and it's going up to 70 million. Now,
that's what they think. That's a projection. You know the projections we have about what inflation's going to be, what the deficit's going to be. They get them all wrong. I don't think it's necessarily true.
Well, they're underestimated, Roger, because they said last year, I mean, Cameron said he was going to get immigration down to the tens of thousands.
Yes, he did.
560,000 legal immigrants. We don't know how many are legal. It could be more.
It's bigger than it was in 2010.
560,000 immigrants come to this country last year.
And they help our economy. That's the issue.
10,000 a week are coming in. Forget the economy. We're being saturated by numbers.
Well, no. We're going to have an elderly population. That will need caring for. There aren't enough young people being born in this country to care and to earn the money needed. I'm not sure.
Again, you're missing the statistics. I mean, not only are the immigrants pouring into this country in record numbers, but the immigrants themselves are having more children than ever before.
Where's the evidence for that?
Well, when last year they said that there was 380,000 children were born to Muslim mothers in this country. 380,000. This year it's going to be over 400,000.
So it's their religion that causes them to have the babies, is it?
Well,
if they're Muslims from Pakistan, it's the same as a Muslim from Bangladesh or a Muslim from somewhere in North Africa.
Well, all I'm giving you, Roger, is the figures that the National Health Service released. They ask each parent what the religion of the child is. Now, if you'd gone back to the 1950s, you would have been talking in maybe hundreds, maybe just over 1,000 Muslim births. Now we're talking about 400,000 every year.
I don't understand this Muslim birth bit. How many Christian births do we have? How many Jewish births do we have? What's the religion got to do with the...
Well, it's a new phenomenon, Roger. It wasn't there in the past.
Of course it was. There have been Muslims in the country for years.
Not 400,000 Muslim babies suddenly arriving each year in Britain.
But I'm sorry, 400,000 babies. How many Christian babies are there? How many Buddhist babies are there? No.
This is a new phenomenon. This is what I'm trying to tell you. This is a new birth rate.
Well, suddenly, the Muslims in this country are suddenly having loads and loads of children.
No, it's gone up gradually year in, year out, especially since 1997.
Well, you said it exploded. You talk about explosions. Exploded, you said.
Roger, if you go from a few thousand Muslim babies to 400,000, that is a demographic explosion, mate, by anyone's estimation. Now, the third to foreign mothers, that's fueling the population explosion. I mean, and I'm talking about, it's not only Muslims, it's Africans, Eastern Europeans.
Can't Africans be Muslims as well? Are they not allowed to be Muslims as well?
Well, I'm talking about black Africans, Christian Africans, all sorts of people are coming into this country. The population's exploded, and now we need all these new towns. We need to build on green spaces. We can't, and now they're saying yesterday on the news, don't have your children in maternity hospitals, have them at home. The reason for that is that the maternity hospitals can't cope.
You do really twist news. The reason for that, you actually looked at it, is that they've done some very good statistical research and they've found that you are more likely to have a better birth if you're at home rather than in hospital. That's what they found.
Well, this is
Nothing to do with immigration, nothing to do with anything like that. The midwives who are immigrants are great, I agree, and we wouldn't manage without them.
The way the phrase and all, they're putting it like, when they're talking about urban sprawl now, building new towns all over the place, they call them garden cities. They're using a language to disguise the reality that we are being saturated. Because it would say, I mean...
Well, look, is Skelmersdale, you know, there was a garden city, Milton Keynes garden city. That was a little while before these explosions that you talk about happened.
Yeah, but now, what is happening now is unique in our history, because since 1997, the scale of immigration, and it has gone up, and it's been sustained at over 500,000 per year, year in, year out. Now, over 10 years, 500,000 per year is an extra 5 million people. Over 20 years, it's an extra 10 million people. This is a city the size of London. We're not that big a country, England, Roger. We're already the most densely populated country in Europe. If we carry on like this, there'll be no countryside.
I know.
So many new towns being built.
I know, the countryside, I've found the countryside, Lake District is crowded. I can't move for people in the Lake District.
Let's hope that we can save
Peak District is just awful. And the Broads, the Norfolk Broads, my goodness me, there's no space to move at all. It's disastrous. I mean, look at the schools. My children couldn't get into any school at all because there were these immigrants trying to get into schools. Do you know one person who's not got into a school because immigrants have been in that school?
Roger,
do you know one person? Right? Do you know one person?
Hang on, Roger, I didn't finish my point about...
Well, just answer my question and finish your point. Answer my question. Do you know one person who's not been able to get into a school because immigrants have crowded that school out?
Well, I know...
You don't know one, do you?
Down south...
You don't know one. You might read it in the mail, but you don't know one.
You're missing the point here, though, Roger. The population is exploding.
Oh, it's not.
Not only putting pressure on our cities, it's also putting pressure on the roads. And the roads... The government just come up with a new road scheme to expand the roads.
Is that because of immigration? When they wanted the A303 in 1996 to be expanded, was that to do with the 50s immigration of West Indians, or was it the Ugandan Asian immigration?
The scale of immigration now is at a different level to what it was in the 50s and 60s.
Which is why we can't get our children into schools.
Like this before.
That's why we can't get our children to schools. It exploded. It really has exploded. I can't believe the explosion that's happened.
Really, what they're speaking now is the British population is going to go up from 56 million...
Oh, to 150 million, I would think.
No time.
Oh, and because every Muslim child that's born will also have 12 children, and all of those 12 will have 12 children. We are going to have Muslims coming out of our ears.
Roger, you've gone from talking about sensible statistics...
You haven't used sensible statistics. I'm certainly mocking you.
I can give you statistic after statistic, Roger. The population is increasing from 56 million to 70 million. Now,
no, that is not a statistic. That is called an estimation. You do not know what's going to happen between now and then.
They can project and they can see, and all these estimations have been underestimates. I'll tell you what, it's exploding even faster than the actual statistics.
How do you know that? How do you know that?
Because all the figures they've given in the past have been fallen.
But you know that they're wrong, because you must be doing some good research yourself then to know that these things...
I mean, these statistics are out in the public domain. Anyone can read them. For example, let me give you another statistic. In 1997, there were 26,000 foreign-born people in Liverpool. The council in 2012 said there's 68,000, and it's increasing. So it's probably well over 70,000 now.
Thank goodness.
It's since 1997.
We need a growing population in this city. Do you not understand that? We need a growing population. So we need more people in this city.
You're not going to say that we're losing green spaces after having
That's a completely different argument. We need more people to have economic growth in the city, for this city to grow.
Do we need more Muslim people, more African people?
What about the Buddhists? I'm worried about the Buddhists being flooded with Buddhists.
Don't worry about the Buddhists.
Why not? Why not? I feel they're flooding us as well. I've got some really good information. I know a Buddhist, and they've had 3 children.
If you go to cities like Bradford or Birmingham, you don't see many English people in the same area.
You don't? My goodness, you don't. You're quite right. I hadn't spotted that. And Oldham, you don't. And do you know what? People seem to get...
We're being replaced, Roger. We're being replaced.
We are. I can tell that.
We're being taken from us. We're being dispossessed. And if we don't wake up, we're going to lose our country. Now, you can...
Sorry, how will we lose... How will we lose...
This is the reality. Go to London and see what it's like. Go to Tower Hamlets. Go to so many
Have you noticed Paris, Berlin, New York... They're all vastly, masses of different people speaking different languages in capital cities. It's a disgrace.
You don't want to lose England, Roger. You seem to want to destroy England. You're a traitor, mate.
Wait a minute. What is England? How do you define England then? Do we not have any immigrants in England?
How do you define England today? You put a question mark over England. I know what England is.
What?
People out there know what England is.
What is it?
We grew up in it.
Define it for me.
Okay, I'll define England for you, right? It's the Cross of St. George. Now, do the Muslims like the Cross of St. George?
Yes.
No.
Oh, come on. St. George was a Muslim. He was. Do you not know anything in your history at all?
Roger.
St. George was not from this country. St. George was an immigrant.
Did you say that St. George was a Muslim then?
He came from the Muslim part of the world and immigrated into this country.
History, mate. You don't know your history because St. George comes from the 4th century. Muhammad wasn't even born to the 7th century. There was no Muslims around at that time.
St. George was. I'm sorry, but St. George was an immigrant.
He wasn't an immigrant. He lived in the Middle East.
Yeah,
That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about England. Yeah, we're an international country.
Oh.
That doesn't mean you want to be colonised.
How can we be an international country? He came from Lydda in Palestine. I just checked up exactly where he came from.
Yeah, I'm not sure where they actually come from.
He was a soldier in the Roman army. He should have been sent out as an illegal immigrant into this country. It's disgraceful.
You're mocking, Roger, but we're losing our country and people know it. People know we're losing this country. 80% of people want an end to mass immigration. You seem to be happy for this country to just be stopped.
We don't have mass.
With foreigners to be destroyed. I know these people are coming here and claiming our benefits, undermining our wages. It's about time we stopped it. That's why people are voting UKIP, Roger. That's why UKIP are winning.
But unfortunately, your
attitude is wrong.
You're believing
you want to destroy this country.
You're believing, unfortunately, the myths that are put around by people such as you.
No, I'm speaking the truth, Roger.
No, you're not. If you were speaking the truth, you would know that immigration adds to this country in lots of ways, not least economically. You'd know that this city was based on immigration. You would know that Liverpool wouldn't exist without immigration.
Roger, we are a nation that has existed. We're an ancient people. We've existed for over my family's been here for 10,000 years.
10,000 years? My goodness me.
Why mock it, Roger? Why mock the fact that we were a great nation, we're a great country?
Were your parents Neanderthal?
You're happy to destroy this country, Roger. You're happy for this country to be overwhelmed.
I want to live in a country where people love each other, where people care for each other, where we have a successful economy, whether that's based on immigration or on anything else.
You're into a country where people can come here and fleece us for every penny we're worth.
Oh, it's a pity you're wrong. You see, we earn more money.
You're totally wrong, Roger. You're a traitor, You want to destroy this country. You're anti-English. That's why you can't define England, mate, because you're anti-English. You want to destroy this country. You want this
Why should I want to destroy this country?
Because you're a traitor, Rob. Your heart doesn't belong to this. Your heart is with the people who are colonising us. Your heart is with the people who are taking over our cities. Your heart is with the people who are policing us. Your heart is the people who are undermining our wages. You are a traitor, Roger. The people of Merseyside should not listen to you because you're not only a traitor, you're a liar and you won't accept the truth.
I didn't know that the mayor of Liverpool was an immigrant. He said the immigrants are taking over the city. I had no idea of that.
It's about colonisation.
I didn't know that the mayor was colonising us. I didn't know the mayor was colonising us or that the cabinet was colonising us.
You can mark, Roger, but if you go to Birmingham, you know straight away, it used to be an English city, it's not anymore.
No, it's a wonderful city. You talk to the people in Birmingham.
An English city.
Bradford
is no longer an English city.
You talk to the people in Birmingham.
No longer an English city. Oldham is no longer an English city. Coventry is no longer an English city. They're being taken over and colonised. And everyone can see with their own eyes, Roger, and we've had enough of it.
How can you see with your own eyes? What is it that's different?
Because it used to be English, but they're not English people now. They may be Asian people, they may be Muslims, they may be African, they may be Eastern European, but they're not English, and we know that. And we're not happy with it, Roger. People...
No, you're not. No.
...away from Labour, because Labour brought us to us.
You're not happy with it. You're not happy with it. That's what you're saying.
80% of people want to enter immigration.
Oh, where's your evidence on that? Where's your evidence on that?
Roger, they have opinion polls, they ask people questions. What's the biggest issue in this country? Immigration.
Yeah,
do you want to stop? Yes. 80% of the people. You're in the minority, Roger. I'm speaking for the people of Britain. You're speaking for the the liberal elite that want to destroy this country because you're a traitor.
Why do the liberal elite want to destroy the country? I don't understand.
Well,
why?
You tell me. Why you don't know who the English are and what England is. You tell me why you're anti-English, Roger. Go on, you tell me.
I am for the English.
You're not for the English. You're quite happy to see our cities colonised and totally transformed.
What do you mean by colonised? What do you mean by colonised?
Well, do you know what a colony is? A group of people come in, they take over an area. Like, if you go to West Bradford, it's been taken over by Muslims.
And how is it different? How is it different to Liverpool?
Well, it's the same. Well, the same process is happening in Liverpool.
How is it different? You just said it's been colonised. How is it different to Liverpool, that city?
Well, if you go there, right, the proportion of Muslims and Asians in that country, in that city, is now 40%, right? It's increasing.
I don't know what it is, but it is large, I agree. How is it different? So it's just different because people have a different religion. Is that the only difference?
No, they're a different ethnic group. They're a different nationality.
No, that's not true. They're British. If you're born, you're talking about third and fourth generations. If you're born in this country, you're British.
1997, the population explosion came when Blair came into power in 1997.
No, I think you have to look back to
per annum, to 500,000 per annum.
I think
now, you're trying to say to me, I've got to teach you what is the basis of nationality? What is the basis of ethnicity? You know what it is. You know we're being colonised. You're just playing the fool, Roger. Why are you playing the fool? Because you're a traitor. You're anti-English. Wake up.
Right, thank you very much indeed for that. I'll presumably get hung for being a traitor, or is it hanged? I never remember. But thank you very much indeed for that. Very good to speak to you. That's Bob from the Dingle.